So, welcome back. And this is not a usual copywriting video that I make, but it's something interesting. As I said in my last video, I'm going to try something else. But it's really interesting concept when I understood it and when I tried to understand it. And again, if you are new to this channel, I always suggest you to have a pen and a notepad near you and make a notes of it. And if you can just understand this concept as I go through the video, good for you. And if not, if you don't get it, please I would highly recommend you to rewatch it again because it's not something you will get it easily. The scale of hell and heaven, what the hell and heaven means, and what's the scale of it. It's not a self-improvement video, first of all, but it's something that can help you improve your life significantly much more faster and helped me a lot, and I hope it can help you too. And I learned this from Charlie Morgan, but I modified it my way, like how I got it into my life and how did I try to improve on it. I hope you watch this video till the end and understand the concept very clearly. So let's begin. Yeah. So what's the concept of hell and heaven? The hell means basically, let me understand, like make sure, basically we are going to go total opposite of whatever I'm saying here. The heaven means goodness in your life, richness, healthy, mindful and positive. It means like you are in a wonderland, right? So everything is going good around your environment, everything is good in your life, you are making money, you are healthy, you are positive, and you have good people around you. And the hell is totally opposite. As I said, that everything is going to be totally reverse of it. It means you are poor, unhealthy, disturbed, and negativity around you in your general environment. But what does the scale represent? So this is the basic scale of it. Okay. So if we look your life in a scale, I want you to look at your life and you need to figure out that what point are you standing right? All right. Like from 0 to 10 and 0 to 10 is negative. And we will understand it in further. But first of all, let me just explain what the scales means. So far, as you can understand, if you would look at your life on this scale, you can clearly understand that if you are in some point, and most of you who will start to recognize it, I know where you will end up. But yeah, this is the whole concept which I'm going to tell you. So when I realized this, I found myself 60% deep in this shit. All right. And yeah, it's like, let's be honest, most of the people who will start to realizing their life on this scale will find themselves in negative side because the actual realization. And why I'm calling this 60% deep is because it's not something you look as a negative thing. It's something more, much more than that. And again, if you don't, if you take this information and don't use it, and your laziness and your procrastination will make you fall even harder. So be aware of it. All right. It's not something you just learn and don't implement. It's like it's just ready to do thing for you. You just need to reflect on it and implement it as soon as possible. So again, I've said it. Most of the people who will actually try to improve their life will figure out that they are in negative side of it. If even if you are on positive side, it can help you to go much further. So what it is actually. So I have four things in the areas. All right. Left and right, we will go by this. Let's start with left. So the things that are keeping you in negative side are basically things what you should not do and the things that what you should do to go on the positive side of it. So for example, if you're working out, reading, learning, and things, whatever the good things are for you, which I have here a list, controlling your emotion, thinking clearly, making right decisions, eating clean, earning money, having social interaction and communication with other people, and much more things like that. So now I don't want you to just do these things. I want you to focus on the outcome of it. In the long term of the scale, if you see, if you work out regularly, you will have an amazing physique. You will have a good income source. You will feel much more strong and tough. You will have better relationship in terms of with people and your family and friends. And relatively, what you are not doing right now is basically when I found myself here, skipping workout, not reading, learning, and not working on a skill, craft, not have sleeping properly, not having an emotional control, and the outcome of it on the right side, having a bad body shape, which will happen if I don't do, end up broke, no stable routine, weak and fragile, and you will end up lonely and no social life, and people are going to find you unattractive. So that's the outcome. So when you realize, okay, even if you're at the point zero, this is where your direction will end up. If you do this, you will get this outcome. And if you do this, which I'm going to make it mark red, you will have this as an outcome. So it totally depends what and which way you are going to go. But it's not something that is easy to understand. Yeah, that's the main point. The main thing is to not focus on good things. Is to first the 60% that I had is the debt which I have to clear off. So what most people do is as soon as they understand this concept, and what most people regularly do is they try to implement new habits in their life. All right, which is basically like this. They try to add new habits out of new habits and new. But what they don't do is they don't understand what will happen if they add new more habits, which is they will end up in more pressure. And I'll explain you in a second that why I'm calling this a debt. Basically, what's going to happen? This is the things that you should be avoiding. All right. And what are you trying to do is you are trying to make new habits, which is like adding more pressure onto yourself, which are you are not going to do consistently. And this is why you have a debt. All right. The 60% debt which I have is not from today or not from tomorrow, is from the last my whole life, like my 19 years of life, I had collected this debt. And it's my duty to pay off this debt. And how I'm going to pay off this debt is very simple. First, I'm going to pick those habits which I'm doing currently, which are not good for me and the outcome is very bad for it. And I have to eliminate those. And I'm going to start with the easy ones, like having a proper sleep and eating clean. That's it. So, what I'm eventually doing is I'm reducing the burden on myself. I'm trying to reduce the debt and the load that I have collected over the amount of period, and I'm trying to reduce those. My point is not to go to the direct zero. All right, this is not my what my goal is. My goal is to get out of this debt. I want to get out of this burden or out of this hole that I am in right now, which is not good for me. And certain things you want to avoid that there is still danger because you are still at 50%, 60%, 70%. You will find yourself in the scale, 80% majorly, but there is still dangers you need to avoid. And the danger is if you add more habits and you don't do it, you are collecting more debt. This is what you want to understand. So don't try to add more habits into your life and try to reduce the one that you already have. Your goal is to reduce the habits and push this bar to this like to level zero, and then you can decide where you want to go in your life, which habits you want to add here. Okay, and to avoid more further damage, which you will have, which I said earlier, is to use this information and implement it right away. Have a notepad. That's why I said you need a notepad and a pen so you could draw it and you can figure out where what you are doing wrong in your life. And if you don't use this information correctly, you're collecting a debt on yourself. So basically, instead of pushing the scale up or side, you're pushing the scale down. And that's it. That's what the video is about. That's what I wanted to try. That's what I wanted to come up with. I need you to take this information and take some action on it. Reflect on your life. So basically, you don't end up where you need to do. Basically, you don't fall in these categories, which eventually these are the major ones. Minor ones are more difficult to identify. But yeah, if you use this, and I hope you use this and implement this in your life, I hope something you figure out which you were, if you were distracted and if you were trying to find a way out, then this is the way out. This is how I realized that how deep I'm in this shit. So I hope it helps and thank you so much for watching. Comment your thoughts below and yeah, I hope you enjoy. Bye.